was diagnosed with bipolar disorder at the age of 6 and then diagnosed with autism at the age of 26. So let's talk about it. I was 6 years old. I started having severe meltdowns to the point where I was hitting myself. I needed to be bear hugged, and then I would go completely limp from mental exhaustion and start apologizing like crazy to my parents. I decided to take me to a psychologist to get me evaluated for autism. And what the psychologist told her was, she's pretty, she makes eye contact, and she can have conversations. So what I think she has instead is bipolar disorder. So I was diagnosed with bipolar at 6 because it was seen as behavioral issues, and I was put on medication for bipolar disorder at 6 years old, all the way until I was 17, just to add there. In elementary school, I was severely bullied, and I could never figure out why. I didn't understand why I was different, and no one could explain to me why I was different. Around the 2nd grade, I ended up actually regressing from being able to read. So I went from reading to not knowing how to read, as if I was never taught how to read. And my mom was completely confused at why can't she read? She was reading fine. Around 11 years old, I was hospitalized for what we thought were OCD thoughts that were actually consuming my mind, but they were actually mental stims, mental looping, and mental processing from autism. How so many psychologists and doctors and teachers overlooked the autism in me for so many years is actually mind-blowing. I entered college at 17 years old. I was completely mentally destroyed at this point. I was trying to fit in. I was trying to be like everybody else. I wanted to have friends. I wanted to be liked. So I started self-medicating with marijuana, alcohol, and all these other things to drown out how I was feeling. This part about a late diagnosis for autism is that I realized that my life could have been so much different. I could have gotten the help that I needed. I could have found the correct friends for myself, because trying to be friends with neurotypical people as a neurodivergent is trying to fit a round peg in a square hole, and it just doesn't work. So here we go. This is a journey that I'm trying to figure out, and I'm figuring out together with all of you guys.